Hello everyone and welcome to the Super Mario Galaxy Iceberg. Released on November 1st, 2007, Super Mario Galaxy proved to be one of the most beloved 3D Mario games to date, with its fun mechanics, stunning environment, and much more. Knowing how so many people love this game, today I will be covering the Super Mario Galaxy Iceberg. I don't have much introduction for this one, aside from that I will be trying to go in as much detail as I can with each entry, so if I skim over some entries, it's because I couldn't find much info on it, or they're super well known or not that interesting. Also, I'll be incorporating an old inclusion for this video, that being the health meter. For people who don't understand how the health meter and Iceberg videos work, there will be a health meter at the bottom right corner of the video, which will coincide with my confidence as to what I am talking about. A full health meter means that I fully know what I am talking about and that I know I didn't get anything wrong, and an empty health meter means that I wasn't able to find any tangible information on the entry and I'm just explaining what I think the entry is talking about. Anyways, let's get into it. Hell Valley Skytrees. Starting with probably the most well-known urban legend around the games, the Hell Valley Skytrees are a series of figures that can be seen in the Shiverburn Galaxy in Mario Galaxy 2. If you go into the first-person mode and look up into the skybox, then you can see these strange, ominous figures from the landscape. They appear as these large, lanky, shadowy figures with big, gaping holes for eyes, with their heights varying tremendously. These figures can also be seen in the Grandmaster Galaxy, specifically in the Polestar section, as it uses the same environment as the Shiverburn Galaxy. There is absolutely no way to interact with them, and this is the only time that they are mentioned. There are many theories as to what these are and why they're in the level, but the two most believable theories go as follows. First, there is the theory that these are creatures called Kodama, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, which are the spirits of trees from Japanese folklore that resemble these Hell Valley Skytrees. Or there's a theory that they are in fact skinwalkers or shadow people that originated from an urban legend from Hell, California. As to what the Hell Valley Skytrees actually are, we may never fully know the answer. Peach and Rosalina are related. This is a very popular theory that Peach is actually Rosalina's mother, as shown in the story that Rosalina tells Mario throughout the game about her past as a child. People notice that Rosalina's mother, as she's depicted in the story, shares a lot of similarities to Peach, and this led to people believing that Peach is actually Rosalina's mother. This caused a few issues within the continuity of the Mario universe, because Rosalina's mother dies in the story, which we know because Rosalina in this story says that she is resting underneath the tree, and people started to go kind of crazy about this. However, this has been disproved by the developers of the game, who have said that they initially planned to have Peach and Rosalina be related at some point during development, but ultimately scrapped the idea. Two Luigis. Two Luigis is the occurrence that there are indeed two separate Luigis within Super Mario Galaxy. If you didn't know, there is a separate title from Super Mario Galaxy called Super Luigi Galaxy, which is the exact same, but basically just has you play as Luigi. Well, throughout Super Mario Galaxy, you have to save Luigi from several different galaxies, and this is exactly the same as what happens in Super Luigi Galaxy. So you have instances within the game where you, the player playing as Luigi, meet up with Luigi who is in need of rescuing, which is what causes the two Luigis to occur in game. You are Mr. Gay. You are Mr. Gay is a funny one. So in the title screen for Super Mario Galaxy, there are these lights that quickly flash on the screen next to the words of the title. However, people eventually discovered that these flashes, once put in an order, translates to "You are Mr. Gay." No, I am not kidding. Even more so in Super Mario Galaxy 2, if you put the flashes on its title screen in an order, then it spells out "I am RU." So next time you play through Super Mario Galaxy, remember this one. Rosalina's mother. Rosalina's mother pretty much relates to what I said earlier about how in the story that Rosalina tells you throughout Mario Galaxy that Rosalina's mother is implied to be dead, and I already talked about the theory on how Peach might be Rosalina's mother and how that isn't true, so we're moving on. Hidden Train in Toy Time Galaxy. In the first star of Toy Time Galaxy in Mario Galaxy, there is this little gap that is hard to reach, and upon reaching it, you can use the first person view to look underneath the little gap, and lo and behold is a tiny train underneath the platform. It's not super obscure, and definitely not terribly difficult to get to, but not something the average player would know about. Rosalina is Luigi's daughter. This is a theory that Rosalina is quite literally Luigi's daughter. How people got to this conclusion is by general gene analysis, like handedness and earlobes. Aside from that, there isn't a whole lot of evidence to back up this theory, but people have noted that a time reset, which is an event that occurs at the end of Super Mario Galaxy, in which the universe essentially resets but with differences throughout, and that this could explain that Luigi and Peach are in fact Rosalina's parents. Star bits are Konpaido. This is simply going off of the fact that the star bits in both Mario Galaxy games are modeled off of an old candy called Konpaido, which originates in Japan and is primarily made of sugar. Automated GameStop message. The automated GameStop message was a thing that Nintendo did when Mario Galaxy was about to release, in which Charles Martinet, who is Mario's voice actor, recorded a message about pre-ordering the game on GameStop. From what I could tell, this was very obscure and only occurred the day before the game actually came out, and you could only get it if you pre-ordered the game. Pokeball Planet in Boy Base Galaxy. There is a Pokeball Planet in the Boy Base Galaxy that, yeah, it looks like a Pokeball. There's nothing much to say about this one, other than this was just most likely intentional and Nintendo just trying to sneak a little cameo in their game. Rosalina's original design. So before Rosalina debuted in Mario Galaxy, like we know, an earlier design of Rosalina existed before it was changed. The design featured Rosalina with a huge bun at the back of her head, instead of it simply just laid out like in the final version of the game, and her clothing was a bit different as well, being more elegant than what her final design turned out to be. Starman Fortress. The Starman Fortress is a piece of concept art that was originally made for the game that was especially notable to the dev team for being one of the earliest pieces of art that they did for Galaxy. Simply called Fortress, it featured a bunch of stuff like waterfalls, cannons, and it looked like what is on screen here. Despite this, the fortress went unused and is not seen anywhere in the final game. However, the unnamed fortress, later dubbed the Starman Fortress, was found in the game's code and still has some working code in it. It can be built for the most part, aside from some cannons and waterfalls that are missing, and for the underside of the fort, where Mario would have fought a boss, which isn't programmed at all. Pikmin ship in Ghostly Galaxy and Space Junk Galaxy. The Pikmin ship, which is also known as the Hocotate ship, is a ship that is seen in Pikmin 2 and 3. In Super Mario Galaxy, the Space Junk Galaxy contains a ship that has a structure very similar to the Hocotate ship in the Pikmin games, and it can also be seen in the Ghostly Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy More. Super Mario Galaxy More was the beta name of Super Mario Galaxy 2. Basically, what Nintendo was trying to do was they wanted to make an updated version of Super Mario Galaxy called Super Mario Galaxy More, but as development of the update progressed further along, they decided to just make a sequel and name it Super Mario Galaxy 2, which turned out to be a phenomenal decision on their part because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the most best-selling video games on the Wii and often considered as one of the greatest video games of all time. I'm just kind of glad they got rid of that stupid name because, like, Super Mario Galaxy More, that just sounds dumb. Coconuts turning into watermelons. In Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, the coconuts that can be seen in some of the galaxies turn into watermelons, which the player has collected 9,999 star bits. Nothing gameplay-wise changes as a result of this, and it does nothing else except change the coconuts visually. Super Mario 128. Super Mario 128 was the code name for two separate projects that Nintendo worked on starting in 1997. The first of these two projects was meant to be a sequel to Mario 64, which was supposed to be on the Nintendo 64 disk drive, which was eventually cancelled due to the failure of the disk drive. However, they eventually incorporated the name into another project when a GameCube tech demo was shown at a Nintendo Space World show in 2000. Nintendo would eventually incorporate their physics and graphics as shown in the tech demo into a series of games like Pikmin, Metroid Prime, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and of course, Super Mario Galaxy. E3 beta gameplay. This one is pretty simple. During an E3 event in 2006, a beta version of Super Mario Galaxy was playable, which showed quite a few differences between the final version of the game. There are differences such as the sign borders being different, the text bubbles appearing more cloudy than it does in game, the Good Egg Galaxy music playing during Space Junk Galaxy, along with many others. I could try and list out more differences, but the footage for the event that was recorded is around an hour long, which should give you an idea on how extensive it is. So those are just a few examples of many of the differences that were seen compared to the final released version of the game. Blue House in Deep Dark Galaxy. In Deep Dark Galaxy, there is a planet which features a blue miniature house that seems to be there for nothing more than decoration. However, people discovered that it's actually possible to enter the blue house. First, you must choose a star that has the cannon at the beginning of the level available, as that is the only way to get to the house planet where the blue house is. Then, simply squeeze yourself into the entrance to the house by crouching. Once inside, you can use the first person view to see inside the house, revealing that there are some textures inside of the house itself. Rupee-shaped starbit. In Rolling Gizmo Galaxy, there are a series of starbits that are shaped like a blue rupee from Legend of Zelda series. Most players probably wouldn't get this, or at least know right away where the formation of the starbits is from, but Legend of Zelda fans who played Mario Galaxy are probably quick to point out this Easter egg. NVIDIA Shield port. In 2018, 4 major Wii titles were ported in China onto a platform known as the NVIDIA Shield, one of these being Super Mario Galaxy. The port is specifically well known for being very high in quality, and we'll actually talk about that specifically later on in the Iceberg, but since that is a totally separate topic on the Iceberg, I won't go too in depth on it right now. What is interesting is that Nintendo really doesn't like emulation, especially if it means upscaling textures and whatnot. So the fact that this happened is a little surprising. That's probably why it is only available in China, at least from what I heard. I don't know if that's changed, but regardless, there was a port of Mario Galaxy to the NVIDIA Shield, which boosts up the graphics up by a lot, and that's the basis of it. SMG2's E3 trailer. The E3 trailer for Mario Galaxy 2 is a little interesting. First of all, from what I could tell, some people didn't even know that Mario Galaxy 2 had an E3 trailer, at least the one that came out in 2009, because there was another gameplay trailer in 2010, which I'm sure more people probably knew about. The other thing is that this trailer features some scrapped levels that would have been in the game, but were taken out. Like, there was supposed to be some kind of castle level that was scrapped, and some footage at the beginning of the trailer showed a grass texture that was redone, which, can I just say, that beta grass texture looked mighty fine. They had no reason to replace that. So yeah, the E3 trailer for Mario Galaxy 2 primarily had a bunch of beta or scrapped stuff that didn't make it into the final game. Cluster in Rolling Gizmo Galaxy. So I couldn't find what the cluster in the Rolling Gizmo Galaxy was referring to. It could potentially just be referring to the cluster of starbits that are shaped like the rupee, which we already talked about, but I couldn't find anything else relating to this. Maybe there's some secret area in the galaxy that I just couldn't find any information on, but yeah, I'm a little confused. Super Mario Galaxy and Nintendo Power 1991. So in 1991, an individual by the name of Jimmy Peterford wrote a fan letter in Nintendo Power, which people say predicted Super Mario Galaxy. The letter goes as follows: "My fantasy game system would be a complex 512-bit system. It could display 27,876,992 colors at one time. It could play any game from any video game system that ever was or ever will be. There would be a miniature band inside that knew how to play any song. You could even buy a special chip that would allow you to make your own games for it. What game would come with the system, you ask? Super Mario Galaxy, better known as Super Mario Bros. 24. The system would come with 6 27-button controllers and would cost $259.95. I would call it the raw power system." So aside from the obvious, can we just talk about that price? Like, considering how expensive video game consoles are nowadays and knowing how powerful this could have been, that could have been a steal. So in my opinion, this is probably just coincidental, and the guy who wrote this probably just made it up as a joke. Like, people are all like, "Oh, Super Mario Galaxy prediction up," Don't think of it like that. See, Super Mario Galaxy could have just been a branch off of Super Mario World, which released a year before this fan letter was made, and the whole thing honestly just sounds like a copy pasta to me. Either that or the guy was a time traveler. So, if it's the latter, I am getting the raw power system as soon as it comes out. Feeding hungry Lumas makes them commit suicide. So in both Mario Galaxy games, there are these Lumas called hungry Lumas. Basically, you have to feed them a certain amount of star bits, and once doing so, they transform into a different planet, or in other instances, galaxies. Knowing how some people love to make everything dark and brooding, some people think that this is the hungry Lumas committing suicide. Evidence for this is the fact that we never see these hungry Lumas again after they transform, which, yeah, that's it. If you want my opinion, it's probably just the hungry Lumas turning into planets, because it said in-game that Lumas turn into stars at some point. So what about the hungry Lumas? Well, they just might be what all planets and galaxies are made of. Super Mario Galaxy IK. IK was a video game company that was originally formed in 2002 that was a joint venture between Nintendo. They were known to localize and distribute video game consoles from Nintendo under the IK brand. They also distributed and localized many not just Mario, but Nintendo games as well, especially for Nintendo 64, GameCube, and DS games. They localized a version of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 under their name, however they didn't distribute it. Sign behind the door in Good Egg Galaxy. In the Good Egg Galaxy, if you go in front of the door to the house at the very start of the galaxy and go into first person mode, then you can see there is a sign behind the door. The reason why it's there is because you need to activate the text that a sign would produce, so the sign is simply behind the door to make it look like Mario's reading a note off the door in the game. It's standard video game programming stuff, and that's pretty much it. The fountain is the bathroom in JP. So in the English version of Mario Galaxy, the second dome is called the fountain. However, in Japan, apparently the dome is called the bathroom. And apparently it is also referred to as the bathroom in other languages too, which, yeah, that somehow doesn't surprise me. SMG1's Lonely Atmosphere. There's a pretty big emphasis around that Super Mario Galaxy has a very lonely atmosphere, especially towards the beginning of the game. The lack of people and NPCs gives this feeling of loneliness, even if there's enemies around you, and this is a feeling that a lot of people share, and myself included. This video by YouTuber Jacob Geller outlines the lonely atmosphere of Mario Galaxy pretty well, so go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description and the info card for you all. Storybook Rosalina versus Baby Rosalina. Baby Rosalina existing amongst the Mario universe leaves a few issues within the continuity of it. It just kind of ruins the backstory of Rosalina and Mario Galaxy, and Baby Rosalina existing seems to contradict all of that. I don't know if the Mario Kart games are canon at all, but if they are, yeah, good luck figuring out the lore of Rosalina. Unused beta songs. There are unused songs in Mario Galaxy that at first don't seem to have much difference to some songs that are used in the final version. However, there are differences between the beta versions of the song and the final versions of them. There's also a tune that would have played if Mario was inside a bubble. While this didn't make it in the final game, it was used for the E3 2006 demo. Mario Galaxy 2 also has some completely unused tracks that have managed to make their way online. Original soundtracks being MIDI. According to this Game FAQs conversation, I found the developers were initially going to incorporate MIDI soundtracks into Super Mario Galaxy 2. Some of Mario Galaxy 1 soundtracks were MIDI, such as the Toy Time Galaxy theme, which people didn't like, so they went ahead and decided to make the whole game orchestrated. I don't know if this is 100% true, but that was the most I could find for this topic. SMG2 is SMG1 after the universe reset. This is the rumor that after the universe reset that occurs at the end of Mario Galaxy 1, Mario Galaxy 2 is a retelling of the story after those events occur. To me, this makes sense because there's a lot of similar vibes that Mario Galaxy 2 gives off compared to Mario Galaxy 1, but also some different things about it that tell you it's set in a somewhat different universe, like perhaps a universe that was reset. It's important to know that Rosalina says when this happens that each time a universe is reset, it never resets in the same way. So this means that these differences along with the similarities make sense because of the way the universe resets. Duplicate torch on the observatory. So in Japan and Korea, the beacon in the common observatory is known as the torch. From what I can guess, there's some glitch that duplicates the beacon, but I couldn't find any info of this online, sadly. Unused galaxy selection models. There are a lot of unused galaxy selection models that don't appear in the game, such as the final planet in Toy Time Galaxy when the player is playing through the third star, and a colorful version of the planet used in the Bomb Bomb minigame in Battle Belt Galaxy. Amongst these, however, are very early beta versions of planets in different galaxies, like this early version of the Cyclone Stone in Beach Bowl Galaxy, and an early version of the C-shaped planet in Melty Molten Galaxy. Unrelated, but something else interesting I found is the boss planet from Good Egg Galaxy's first star was redesigned, and while its redesign is in the actual level, the old design is in the level select screen. Just thought that was interesting. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat leftover model files. In Mario Galaxy's files, there is a model for a creature known as Ghastly King, which was the final boss of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. The model used in that game is the exact same as the model seen in the files for Mario Galaxy. The title for the model is called Black Mist Creature, meaning this model was likely going to be used as a boss, but was cut. This image shows what this model could have looked like in the game. Rosalina's father in the French version of Rosalina's storybook. In the French version of Mario Galaxy, Rosalina's father is mentioned briefly in Rosalina's storybook, saying how Rosalina would love to stroke her father's mustache again every 100 years. What's weird about this is that the French version doesn't mention Rosalina's mother. That's it. While Rosalina's father is mentioned in the other versions of the game, the fact that he's the only one mentioned in the French version is odd. Blue Shield Koopas. In Sea Slide Galaxy, if one of the cosmic clones of Mario picks up a shell during the Cosmic Comet race in Sea Slide Galaxy, the shell they are holding will turn blue. This was probably just a little visual detail the developers wanted to include, and it probably isn't something most people would notice when playing through the game, considering how hard the Cosmic Clone races are to begin with. Halley's Comet in the Kitchen Dome window. In the Kitchen Dome in Mario Galaxy, there is a texture in the windows that looks like Halley's Comet. As it turns out, upon extracting the texture from the game, it's discovered that the texture is actually a modified version of a photograph that was taken by NASA in 1986, which shows Halley's Comet. I don't know, that's just really cool how Nintendo used and modified a real photograph of a NASA photo for Mario Galaxy, and yeah, that's basically it. NVIDIA Shield port using Waifu 2X to upscale textures. Waifu 2X is an image upscaling and noise reduction program that is used primarily for upscaling textures and whatnot. It's typically used for anime style art, but it can also be used for other photos too. This is basically just saying that the NVIDIA Shield port used Waifu 2X to upscale the textures in Mario Galaxy, and despite the fact that they used an upscaler with a pretty funny name for what is a kid's game, it seems like it's just another upscaler that was used to upscale Mario Galaxy's textures. Realistic bug models. For some reason, there are a set of realistic bug models in the files for Mario Galaxy. These models consist of a small larva, a bigger larva, a small fly, a big fly, and in the files for this is an even bigger fly, which is quite literally called Big Fly. All of these do not appear in the game, and the only reason I can think that they were removed was because it would have made some people squeamish, which, considering the fact that they looked realistic, kind of makes sense. Tokyo Patrol error. So Mario Galaxy 2 has a whole plethora of text files that go unused in the game. Out of these is a set of text files which simply say Tokyo Patrol error. I'm pretty sure this is likely a debug text file that was used while playtesting the game, but the fact that there are multiple versions of this text file is weird. Like, yeah, if it's debugged, that's that. But the fact that the same variation of this message exists many times in the files with no difference is pretty odd. It might just be game development stuff, maybe there's a reason, but that's the most I could figure out. 2007 website. So when Super Mario Galaxy first released, there was a website that was launched alongside its release. Unfortunately, finding information on this was extremely difficult as the site is down now. This Twitter user by the name of Comet Metal made a post explaining some things about the site that they could find, but sadly the site itself was unable to be recovered. There might be more info on the site nowadays that I simply couldn't find. I mean, after all, this was over a year ago. It's very likely that some new information information might be online, just somewhere that I'm not aware of. However, the basis of this topic is that there used to be an official 2007 website to Mario Galaxy that is no longer up. SMG2 takes place in 20XX, so this is a theory that Super Mario Galaxy 2 actually takes place in 20XX, which is basically a year where everything becomes so optimized in the future, which, yeah, Mario Galaxy 2 definitely takes place in 20XX. Like, that's just 100% true, guys. I couldn't find any specific theories on the internet about this, but that's pretty much the basic idea. I don't know if there's any evidence, but like, guys, I think we can agree that Mario Galaxy 2 doesn't take place in 20XX. Like, come on now. Space Junk Galaxy's unused cosmic clone race data. Space Junk Galaxy has some weird data that goes completely unused in the game. So a cosmic comet is when a comet hovers over a galaxy and you have to race a cosmic clone of Mario and beat him. Space Junk Galaxy has data for a cosmic comet within its files, but weirdly, there is never a cosmic comet in the game. What's more is that Luigi's data for this race is not present, which means this race was cut before Luigi's races were made for the game. Bluegrass Galaxy. Bluegrass Galaxy is a rumored scrapped galaxy that was supposed to appear in Super Mario Galaxy 2. The reason I say rumored is, at least from what I understand, there isn't any concrete proof that confirms that this was a true beta planet that went unused in the game. However, people say that proof of this galaxy's existence is found within the 2009 E3 announcement trailer, specifically in a scene where Mario is seen jumping on 3 twirlips in a row, which shows a planet that doesn't resemble any other planet that is used in the final release of Mario Galaxy 2. However, that isn't enough proof to truly claim that this is the fabled Bluegrass Galaxy, as the announcement trailer features a lot of beta and unused content in general, especially revolving around galaxies. Although many people believe this is indeed the Bluegrass Galaxy, it's still a question that is left unanswered to this day. And we are done. Thank you all so much for watching. I know it was a shorter video, but I wanted to get something out for you all since you guys have been oh so very patient with me. Don't worry, the next major video will hopefully be out in not a million years. It's just taking a lot longer to make than I expected. Let me know if you like this video. I really want to know what you thought of it. And with that, I will be signing off. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.